afternoon and welcome to Campus Beat, URI's only source for television news. I'm Lisa Dubay.
And I'm Joe Stapleton. This is the 4th edition of Campus Beat this semester, and unfortunately will probably be the last with finals coming up. We move on to our top story tonight. We have all seen how tragic the AIDS virus can be, but Richard Carper knows firsthand. The AIDS activist has been seen on 2020 and across the country telling his story. A 15-year heroin addict, Carper became infected with the HIV virus in college and recently appeared in Chaffee Hall to tell students what they should know about AIDS and protecting themselves against it.
My name is Richard Carper. I do not, and I emphasize, I do not have a PhD behind my name. I do not have an MD behind my name. I don't have an RN, I don't have a BA. But students, after they listen to me, say, yeah, Richard, but you got lots of BS's behind your name. I'd like to share with you is the virus now has...
Just so you know, we're going to go to the end of the story as it's only a run-through. I'm going to pick it up at your cue.
No, the end.
I'm not going to do that.
You pick it up.
I pick it up.
Today. Not gay men, not IV drug addicts, women. 1 out of every 10 pediatric beds in this country is filled with a baby dying of this disease. A baby. By the year 2000, 120 million people globally will be living with HIV. There's a young female that's in my life today. She tells me that she went to her mother, who was a registered nurse. She was also real busy as a charge nurse. Her father was also a lawyer. Both family members had to work. She came home when she was 14 years old and wanted to talk about what was going on in her body. Nobody had time for her. Honey, I haven't got time right now. Go talk to your dad. Honey, I haven't got time. Go out and play with your friend. So what does she do? She goes to high school. She gets involved with a group of young women that listen to her, talk with her. They share the most intimate of secrets. They even look at other boys' butts together. And so what happens? She feels accepted. She feels a part of. She feels loved. Well, she goes out, has sex with an older man the next weekend. Today my friend is 17 years old. She's HIV positive and doesn't know whether she'll live to be 25. That makes her a bad person because what was she doing? Seeking love, seeking acceptance. I don't know about all of you, but I know that's what I did most of my life. Just wanting to be a part of, to fit in, to be loved. If you choose to be sexually active, and please hear that, it is your choice. I am going to probably be one of the most non-judgmental individuals you will ever meet. It is your life. All my 7 years of an activist that I've ever been trying to say is that if we do not talk about sex, if we don't talk about how to protect ourselves, what we are doing essentially is condoning murder. Because we have a silent, invisible stalker amongst us. It's in this room, and it doesn't give a damn whether you're female, male, black, white, Indian. It doesn't even give a damn if you're a Republican. This is one of the most devastating diseases that I have ever witnessed. And I've now lost, yesterday morning found out that another friend died. I've now lost 92 friends. 71 of those I've been fortunate and allowed to go through the latter days with them as one of their primary caregivers. I know what this disease does. And that's one of the motivations of what makes me get back out again with whatever amount of time I have and share this message with you. Because this, even though we're joking and we're laughing and we're talking explicitly about certain types of sexual behavior, this is a very serious conversation.
Joining us now is Dawn Webb, Campus Beat reporter, to tell us about a recent workshop that she attended.
The Memorial Union Ballroom was the site for an intensive workshop, Women's Defense Workshop. The course was sponsored by the URI Women's Center. A group of 30 enthusiastic students recently joined self-defense instructor Kathy Hazard to learn how to protect themselves. The women learned some basic steps for self-defense. Hazard said that these simple moves can help.
I would hope that they would be effective for them. There are no guarantees. I feel in this day and age where the statistics are going up with assault and rape, where other crimes are coming down, I feel that this is just as important to a woman as driving a car. These are survival skills.
Just as Kathy Hazard has her reasons for teaching self-defense, some workshop students have reasons of their own for learning how to protect themselves. After taking the class, students feel that they will now be better able to defend themselves.
I don't know if somebody attacked me if I'd really think about doing all this stuff, but just to know that I'm capable of doing it. Yeah.
I'm 4'11" and walking alone on a college campus, and I don't feel very safe, and this makes me feel a little more secure.
This is not the first time that Hazard's been to URI. She's been here 4 times last year. She taught classes to sororities, dorms, and to the Women's Center.
Dawn, did you attend the workshop yourself?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't actually participate in it.
Did you learn anything from it?
Yeah, I did. I learned some neat moves.
That's great.
Nobody better mess with you.
I know.
Well, what do you think of when you hear the word feminism? Does the image of a strong-willed and independent woman come to mind, or does something completely different? Feminist author Paula Kamen told URI students what she hears most often associated with feminism.
That I had when I was in college too. You know, as someone who's just whining about everything all the time, and hostile, man-bashing, a feminazi type. I've heard that lately. You know, just ugly as sin type. You know, really bad. But
Kamen went on to explain the impact of the women's movement on our generation.
And this aversion to the word and to identifying with the movement is very ironic, because this generation has benefited more from the gains of the women's movement than any other. Of this generation, there's more of us in college than ever were, than any other. There's more of us in the professions. We have more social freedom.
And while women may be better educated, Kamen feels the media is still ignorant to what the feminist movement is about.
The media has only shown the most trivial, theatrical, and colorful side of what feminism is. We don't know the context for it.
And Kamen also stressed humanizing the workplace and increasing equal rights as key in the women's movement. And there's a way to protect your body that requires barely any physical effort at all. It's protection from the common cold. The cold and flu season has arrived in full force. However, according to professors of pharmacy, Drs. Norma Owens and Ann Hume, your chances for escaping cold germs improve if you follow these simple tips. First, avoid cigarette smoke because it only intensifies your cold. Wash your hands frequently to shake off some of those lingering cold germs that you might have picked up. And finally, regularly clean both telephones and computers because they're the major source of cold germs.
The Memorial Union construction was supposed to be completed this month ago, but Dawn Webb reports that it should be happening soon.
And was supposed to be finished in September. A tight deadline, but the contractor, Promac, said they could make it. But after many delays, there still are holes in the side of the building and walls that remain incomplete. The construction has caused a lot of inconvenience and complaints from URI students. A major complaint is about the Ram's Den. The dining and social spot for many is still closed. Union Board Chairperson Sheila Johnson says the delays may create a lasting negative attitude in students.
I think the students are pretty much annoyed, especially with the Ram's Den, but it just seems to the point where no one's even asking anymore about it. At the beginning of the year, everyone would be like, when's it going to be done? When's it going to be done? Now it's at the point where people are just so used to it not being done that they don't even think about it. I think it's going to be more difficult to get people into the Ram's Den now when it's completed than it would have been like if it was completed on time.
But students are not the only ones suffering. The union's profits are too. According to Memorial Union Director Bruce Hamilton, the delays are costing money.
Services loses money daily in Ramsden because it's not open. In addition, they have to absorb other costs to put the tent out on the quad. And the university has to absorb costs because there's a dead section of lawn that they're going to have to replace because of the tent, and it spirals.
With several deadlines come and gone, when will the union construction really be completed? URI officials are hoping for January 1st. Will students be able to enjoy a new union in Ramsden when they return to school next semester? There's a good possibility, but based on the past, maybe not a good probability. This is Dawn Webb for URI TV in Kingston.
The Memorial Union has been under construction since early last spring. Johnson & Johnson has developed a new program to help people quit smoking thanks to researchers here at URI. The program, known as Pathways to Change, is designed for all smokers, those ready to quit, those getting ready, and those not yet ready to quit. Dr. James Prochaska, director of the Cancer Prevention Research Institute here at URI, developed the program to meet the individual needs of people at each stage of smoking. After a 15-minute questionnaire, the computer-based expert system generates an individual report which tells the smoker what stage they are in and what steps they can take to move on to the next one. The program is expected to generate more than $1 million for royalties in the school.
Well, joining us now is Campus Beat reporter Jen Salisbury to tell us about a student who's seeking national fame.
Well, you may recognize the face of this young woman. In fact, you may just have seen her right here on campus. That's right, she's none other than Julie Roach, and she's the new Miss Rhode Island. Not surprisingly, for the second year in a row, the winner of the Miss Rhode Island pageant is a URI student. I asked her what she thought about this. Here's what she had to say.
There's many things I learned from the pageant. I remember the very first time I was in, I think I entered just because of ego, and I can be Miss Rhode Island. But it really wasn't that. It became more than that really fast, and I became much more focused, and as a matter of fact, it really helped me pick my major in school and really what I wanted to do in the future.
How heavily do you feel that you will lean on your title and searching for a career in the future? And do you feel that you'll lean more heavily on your title of Miss Rhode Island or on the education that you've gained here at URI?
Being Miss Rhode Island is going to get me in the door, but being Julie Roach and my talents and abilities is really what's going to keep me there.
I asked Julie what she thought about all this. What do people
I think one of the questions that I get asked most from a lot of my more feminist friends are, well, why would you enter a pageant? You had to appear in a bathing suit as well as an evening gown. Don't you think there was too much emphasis on the beauty portion? And certainly there is, but that's not all that counts. Interview has a lot to do with it, and like I said before, you need to be educated, especially today.
What does she see for herself in the future?
My ultimate goal is to be Secretary of State, although I do think it's a little politically oriented, and I think it should be based more on what you've done, your talents and abilities, rather than politics and what your name is.
You can look for Julie in February when she'll be competing in the nationally televised Miss USA pageant.
Seems like a very, very nice person.
Yeah, she's very relaxing person to talk to and not very plastic as many of the other pageants have been.
Jen, so tell us what's going on in the entertainment field this weekend.
Well, this coming Friday, December 11th, we have the dedication of the Centennial Quilt to be held at 10 a.m. at Edwards Auditorium. For further information, call 792-2438. Jimi Hendrix concert this Friday, and Bold as Love Rush Tribute Band. 8 p.m. Edwards Auditorium, $3 for students, $5 for public. URI Theater presents Cabaret, December 2nd through 5th, 9th through 12th, 16th through 19th at 8 p.m. to be performed at Fine Arts. Tickets are $8 for students, $10 for general public, and $4 for children.
And turning to sports, turnover. That was the key word in the exhibition hoops between the URI Rams and the Latvian national team. Luckily for the Rams, most of them were in their favor. Ram Rafael Solis led the team with takeaways as he steals the ball from Latvia early in the first half. Again, Solis in the first half. Another steal, this time the Rams were about to capitalize as Abdul Fox takes the pass and dumps it in for 2. Mike Brown had a little bit of trouble walking in the second half and takes out a Latvian defender. Another steal for Solis, then gives it to Fox, and that's when the Rams began to pull away from the Latvians. After stealing it off the Latvian backboard, Jason Alexander drives it down the court and decides to take it himself. Quick offense kept the Rams on top for the remainder, like this play by Alexander, who gives it to Fox, who takes the 3-point jumper. The Latvians had their share of hot moments, like this steal and the immediate score in the first half. And this beautiful 3-pointer from the corner early in the second half. The Ram cheerleaders had a lot to cheer about. The Rams won it 96-64. URI's next home game will be on December 8th at 7:30 at the Providence Civic Center. The Rams will take on rival Providence College.
Well, it's the middle of December and we all know what that means, final exams. While students busily prepare by staying up all night, their stress levels are at an all-time high. Professor of Nursing, Dr. Margaret Wacker, has developed a new way for students to get rid of this stress. Dr. Wacker is the creator of the nation's first biofeedback lab. Their volunteers are trained.
Keep going. Keep going.
This training can also reduce migraine headaches and hypertension. Studies have shown that students experiencing anxiety have done better on exams after going through Dr. Wacker's program.
Like that's not funny, right? I'm sorry. Anyway.
Well, the holidays are right around the corner, so we thought we'd leave you today with a few sweet thoughts.
Later.